Okay, when I said I was going to pause the last video and then start over, it's been paused for several weeks now because things just, you know, kind of got in my way. So I'm not really sure what all I did after that, but you can see where we're at. One thing I do want to say, we we put these joists in going all the way across when in actuality they would only go halfway across to the beam because that's, you know, what, less than 16 feet from one wall to the center of the beam. And 16 feet is about the maximum you can get on 2 by lumber without having to special order something special and expensive. If you're going to go longer than 16 feet, then you have to step up to a floor truss or an I-joist or some engineered lumber of some kind. But this plan calls for dimensional 2 by 10. So in actuality, these joists would come to the center of the building over the beam, and then we would have another set of joists on the other side. If we were doing this design with the ideal of being able to do material takeoff from our design directly, then we would we would have done 2 beam system operations down through here. One from the north wall to the center of the beam, one from the center of the beam to the south wall. But we've done what we've done. Okay, here for our stair opening, you can see what I did is I added a second uh, 2 by 10 here to the inside, and it matches to the end joist here and goes to the wall below. Okay, did the same thing here, added a second one here, and it goes out to the center of the beam. Okay, because it just needs to go further. Added this one on the wall and shortened these up to there. Added an additional one across the stair opening over the concrete wall there. Okay, so let me go to this section. So you can see here's the floor joist and system here. That end joist, I've got it lined up with the studs, stud below and stud above. Same way over here, this one I put in, I lined it up with, below is the 2 by furring that we put in and lined up with the 2 by 6 wall above. Okay, so after you get those things in place and get everything so they line up, and we'll look at this section through the stairs. You can see there's the double, and then here's the double here. Okay, now you want to apply a plywood subfloor, and I'm going to go back to my first floor and we'll go edit boundary. And this is a floor family. It's just 3/4 inch plywood is all it is. And you can see I picked not the outside of the core, but the outside of the stud, because when we look at our wall section drawing on sheet number 5, we see that our wall sheathing comes down over the floor system. And if I flip back over here to this section, well, I'm in the middle of editing, so it's not going to show up correctly, but our floor system ends with the edge of the floor system here and the edge of the stud, which would be right here. And the sheathing, which is not showing up because I'm in edit mode, is going to come down over that system and line up with the edge of the foundation wall. Okay, so let me go back to here. And you can see I did the whole thing all the way around, got this system here, but I've got an opening, and I'll bring it back over to this wall right here, because this whole thing right here is a raised floor, and we'll get into how to create that in a little bit. And I put some, I left the plywood in there. And so that's it. I made this plywood floor system. Oh, that's why I'm not on fine detail. There we go. So there's my plywood comes to there. These two get edited and pulled down after we get our floor system in correctly. So you edit that wall type and unlock those the siding and the sheathing so that you can pull them down. Okay. Stairs, and you can see here I've just left that door in. We're going to deal with that floor system up there because we have to get our stairs in first. And let's see, I'm at 6 minutes on my video. All right. So for my steps, go back to the same file that we used last semester and copy that residential closed on two side stair family and paste it in here. And our dimensions are going to come up just a little bit different from what our drawings show us. And we're really, really close with our floor openings. The length of the stairs is a little bit different because of the way that Revit builds and dimensions stairs. So it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to look at it from my first floor. Excuse me. Okay. You're going to have to play around with the numbers a little bit. My run width, 3 feet 1.5 inches, because we want the edges of the actual trimmers, which are the stringers. I've got them right up against that's the jip board on the first floor wall. I need to look at the bottom. Let's go to basement. Okay, so I'm building this one. I think it's a little different than we did last semester, but I'm making the outside edge of the stringers right up against the edge of the drywall. Okay, so that's why I got my width at 3 feet 1.5. Okay, so the length of it, like I said, you're gonna have to play with it and pull some dimensions. So I did this one here. It's got 5'5" from the 1.5 inch furring right there, and that's the start of the step system going up. And you just gonna have to play with your numbers till you can get it. Oh, wrong section. This section incorrectly. Get the right height on it. And the right width on it. And then, because technically, and even in this model, I got to play with it a little bit more. I had jumped ahead to another week, so I've got to play with this a little bit more so that we can put in our finished floor and our nosing. So even that's going to take a little bit of playing with. And I'll fix that and come back to the video with that file in a moment. We're going to edit our stringers and clip them at the top so the upper end cut is perpendicular, match level. I think that's going to work out as good as we can get it on this one. So yeah, you've built stairs, last semester, so you're going to build another set of stairs here, and we're just going to play with it to get our sizes correct. And then I'll find my other file and come back with where the top of it is done correctly. Okay, so just hold tight.